Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Bronny, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. And the big thing this week that's going on is the stock market being down, and the trade war, postponed trade war, all of these things with two of our neighboring ally countries, Canada and Mexico. So I wondered about what would happen to the American music industry during a trade war with these countries. And so I did a little research, and these were some of the things that I found. The American music industry has long been influenced by international trade relations, particularly with neighboring countries like Mexico and Canada. If Donald Trump were to continue the trade war with these nations, it would likely have significant and multifaceted impact on the music industry. Firstly, tariffs on imported goods increase costs for music production. Instruments and equipment often come from Canada and Mexico, and higher import costs would mean that producers and artists might face financial strain. And a lot of artists know, starting out or being an independent music artist, a lot of times you have to put the bill for the things that's needed to be done for your career. This could result in fewer resources for creating high quality music, ultimately affecting the overall sound and production value of new releases. And not even just that, the cost of, from what I heard, the cost of automobiles will likely go up about $20,000. Just think about if you were getting a tour bus or there was a shortage of whatever. So, I mean, it's to me far beyond the music, but the trade war could disrupt the distribution networks that are essential to the music industry. Many American artists rely on touring in Mexico and Canada. It is not just in the United States. Independent artists want to tour where they have built a substantial fan base. If tariffs and trade restrictions make touring less profitable, artists may limit their performances in these countries, which would not only hurt their income, but also diminish cultural exchange and collaboration. And might not even be that artists would limit their shows there. It could be that they're not even allowed to be there. I mean, so you need to look at all of that. The streaming industry, which has become a dominant force in music consumption, might also feel the repercussions. If the cost of licensing music increases due to trade barriers, streaming services could pass these costs along to consumers, which will lead to higher subscription prices. So people complaining about, I remember when I think Amazon Prime was like $4.99 and then $7.99 and then $9.99 and I think it went up to like $14.99. So those are the types of costs that would be passed along. This could decrease the number of subscribers, particularly in a market that is already competitive and price sensitive. The trade war could stifle collaboration between American artists and those from Mexico and Canada. I think that it could stifle collaborations with many people from many countries, depending on what side they stand on in this. I would call it, I don't even know what to call it. But joint projects could often bring fresh perspectives and creativity to the music scene. Without the ability to easily collaborate, the rich tapestry of North American music may become less diverse and innovative. The economic impact of the trade war could also extend to music festivals and events. Many festivals feature artists from both sides of the border. Increased costs and difficulties to cross-border travel could lead to fewer collaborative festivals, limiting exposure for emerging artists. In addition, the educational aspect of the music industry would be affected. Many music schools and programs rely on international partnership for student exchange and workshops. A continued trade war might hinder these opportunities, reducing the overall quality of music education across North America. So, even beyond that, to me, I was looking at one YouTuber and he used the scenario of coffee. Everybody who drinks coffee really loves coffee. I don't know a halfway coffee drinker, and I could be wrong on that. But they were talking about if it was a trade war, how the price of coffee would go up, and that it's only a small percentage of coffee grown in the United States, which is in Hawaii and is very expensive. So most of the coffee that we get or have ever tasted in our life is imported. And to think about companies like Starbucks that sell coffee as the main staple, how many jobs and I would say how many jobs would be lost. And even just thinking about just working anywhere. Many people cannot even get their day started without having a cup of coffee. So I'm just looking at all the aspects of it. And when they were talking about the coffee, I was thinking about, what would happen within the industry. But in conclusion, if Donald Trump were to continue the trade war with Mexico and Canada, the American music industry will face numerous challenges, including increased production costs, limiting tour opportunities, higher streaming prices, reduced collaborations, and hindered educational prospects. The interconnected nature of the music industry requires a harmonious relationship between nations to thrive. Therefore, it is crucial to consider the broader implications of trade policies on the cultural landscape. That's all that I have for you. And I'm going to look further into this and see what other things could be affected by especially to the independent music artists. But remember, you can catch us on all podcasting platforms, on social media, and you can get your merch at www.blonde-intelligence.com. And that was something else that I did want to add. Even the cost of getting your merch or shipping your merch or any of that, all of that is crucial. So, like I said, I'll be looking further into this and see what other implications it could have. But I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.